This over to Bobby.
Okay, good morning again, everybody. So this short story is going to be about a tornado. You can see the dark clouds gathering, and it's Tornado at Big Burger. So this is in the form of a play. So I'm going to be all the parts and the narrator. Okay, bear with me. This is a play, which is a story that can be acted out on a stage. The play happens in a restaurant called Big Burger. Inside Big Burger, there are 6 people. 3 are working behind the counter: Phil, Pam, and Paul. An older couple, Brooke and Ben, is looking at the menu. One man, Kyle, is sitting in the corner of the restaurant eating his food. Outside Big Burger, 2 people, Sarah and Sam, have just parked their car and are walking into the restaurant. The weather outside is hot, humid, and windy. The sky is a very strange yellow color. Brooke: I don't know if I want a cheeseburger or a chicken sandwich. Ben: Order the cheeseburger, Brooke. Every time you try something different, you always wish you ordered the cheeseburger. Yes, you are right, but I think I'll get a salad instead of fries. Ben: Great. Now you're going to eat half of my fries. Ha 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 ha, says Brooke. Narrator: Brooke and Ben step up to the register to place their orders. Just then, the front door at Big Burger opens with sound. It's very windy outside. 2 people, Sam and Sarah, walk inside. They are very windblown. Sarah smooths down her hair as she and Sam walk to the register and get in line behind Brooke and Ben. Phil: Wow, it looks like the weather is getting pretty bad out there. Brooke and Ben turn around and look at the windows. Tree branches are bending in the wind. Trash and leaves are swirling around. The sky and the clouds are turning very dark. Brooke: It sure does. Maybe we should just go home, Ben. Nah, we're here already. Let's just order and eat fast. Ben looks at Phil. Okay, we'll have 2 cheeseburger meals, one with a side salad and root beer, and the other with fries and iced tea. Remember, no onions. Oh, that's right. No onions on either burger, please. Phil: Okay, your order is 2 cheeseburger meals, no onions on either burger. One meal has a salad and root beer, and the other has fries and an iced tea. The total is $11.89. Narrator: Brooke pulls money out of her purse to pay for the food. In the back of the restaurant, Pam and Paul start making the cheeseburger meals. Sarah and Sam walk up to the register. Phil, looking at Sarah and Sam: Hi, guys. Good to see you. I don't think I've seen you in Big Burger for a couple of weeks. Well, we've been on vacation. We went to see the Grand Canyon. Wow, I've never been there. I'd love to see the Grand Canyon. Sam: It is amazing. It's so much bigger than you can even imagine. You should really try to get there. You'd like it. Well, I'm starving. I think I'll have the chicken finger meals with fries and lemonade. Sarah: I'll have the usual, please. Plain hamburger and chocolate shake. Okay, that will be $9.79. Sam pays for their food. He and Sarah smile at Ben and Brooke, who are also waiting for their food. Phil walks to the kitchen to help Pam and Phil cook the food. Pam: We're almost finished with the first order. Can you make the chocolate shake, Phil? Sure. Paul walks from the kitchen to the register and looks outside. The wind is still blowing very hard, and the sky is getting darker. Paul: Gosh, it sure is windy. I'm surprised the wind didn't blow your tiny car off the road on your way here. Sam and Sarah talk at the same time. Well, it almost did blow us off. Kyle hears the people at the cash register talking about the wind. He gets up from his seat to check on his bicycle, which he rode to Big Burger. It's banging back and forth in the bike rack. Kyle to Paul: Would it be okay if I bring my bike inside while I finish my meal? I think the wind might blow it away. Sure, go ahead, bring it in. Pam and Phil walk to the counter with Brooke and Ben's food. Ben: You're right. I'm glad I got the cheeseburger. Brooke and Ben walk to the table with the food. As they sit down, Kyle opens the door to bring his bike inside. When the door opens, everyone feels a big gust of wind. The napkins on Brooke and Ben's tray are blown to the floor. Kyle: It looks pretty bad out there, everyone. The sky is a weird yellow purple color, and the clouds look dark and ugly. Sam: I should go get my camera. No way, said Sarah. Let's just eat our food and get home. Phil hands Sarah the tray with their food on it. Just then, everyone hears a tornado siren begin to wail. Sounds like a crying baby. Ben, I told you we should have gone home. Ben, we live 15 minutes away. We'd still be in the car, and that's no place to be during a tornado. Phil, Pam, and Paul walk out from behind the counter. Phil, speaking loudly to the 5 customers in the restaurant. As you can hear, that's the tornado siren. You have 2 choices now. You can join Big Burger employees in the women's restroom. That is our safe place during a tornado, or you must leave the restaurant right now. Sam, can we just eat really quickly and then leave? Sarah, seriously, I don't think I can eat in a public restroom. Pam, sorry, that's the rule. Paul, Phil, and I have to go into the restroom during a tornado siren. Customers can choose to leave, or they can choose to go to the restroom with us. There are too many glass windows in the dining area, and it's not safe during a bad storm. You can leave your food out here if you want to. Right then, one of the large plastic trash cans outside a Big Burger falls over, hits the door, and starts rolling around in the parking lot. Whoa, look at that. The sign for the office building across the road just blew over. A large aluminum sign hits the ground with a loud clang. The wind blows it down the street. Its sharp corners look very dangerous. Phil, looking very worried. Let's go, everyone. The customers walk quickly into the women's restroom behind the Big Burger employees. Sam grabs his food and Sarah's food also on the way. The restroom at Big Burger has brown tile floors and white tile walls. There are 2 stalls with toilets and 1 sink. It's very crowded with all the customers and employees trying to find room. Brooke, so what now? Do we crouch down like we used to do during the tornado drills in school? Oh, there's no way I'm going to crouch down in a public restroom. I've already lost my appetite for this hamburger. Sam, if you don't want it, I'll eat it. Sarah hands Sam her burger. He takes a big bite and smiles at her. I don't know how you could eat in a situation like this, Sam. Sam shrugs his shoulders while he chews on Sarah's burger. Phil, do we have to crouch down? I don't remember what they said during the new employee training. I don't think they told us what we were supposed to do once we got inside the restroom. Whoop. Besides, there's not much room in here. It would be tough for all of us to be crouching down. Okay, let's stand. Gosh, that siren is loud. It's making me nervous. Kyle, me too. I've always hated sirens. It means something bad is happening. When I was a kid, I used to go hide under my parents' bed when I heard a siren. Pam, I've always hated sirens too. We need something to do to distract us. There's a loud sound outside the restroom. It sounds like something very big has hit one of the windows. Everyone in the restroom is scared by the noise. Man, I hope that wasn't one of our cars hitting the window. Everyone starts to laugh nervously, imagining a car hitting a window. Brooke, I know what we can do for distraction. My friend has a book that asks lots of questions like, if you could go anywhere on vacation, where would you go? Or if you could be a favorite athlete, what sport would you play? Phil, looking at Brooke. Great idea. How about you? If you could go anywhere on vacation, where would you go? Well, that's easy. I've always wanted to go to Italy and see the Colosseum, where the people called gladiators used to fight lions. What about you? Well, I've never been to New York City. I'd like to go there. Sam, oh, New York City is wonderful, especially at Christmas time. Sarah and I love to travel. We do it as often as we can. That's right. Our next stop is Vermont to watch the changing leaves in the fall. Okay, back. Well, that sounds nice. I've never been outside anywhere of this great state of Oklahoma. Sam, what a Burma. Oh, I don't mind. I like to be home. Besides, I tend to get sick in cars. Kyle, okay, I have a question for everyone. If you could be any animal, what kind would you be? Ben to Brooke. Brooke, did we remember to shut the garage door? Yes, we did. And if Ben could be any animal in the world, he would be a mule. He's as stubborn as a mule. And everybody laughs at Brooke's joke. Pam, I would love to be a duck or some other kind of bird. I would love to fly. Good answer, Pam. I think I'd like to be a dog. Everybody loves dogs. All they have to do is eat and lie around and let people pat them. What could be better? The group hears a very loud crashing sound outside the restroom. The lights go out, and it sounds like a roaring train is going by, but there are no train tracks near Big Burger. Phil screaming, "Yikes, this is definitely a tornado." Paul screaming, "What?" It's too loud to hear each other speak. Everyone gathers closer together. Pam begins to cry. Sarah reaches out and squeezes Pam's hand. After 30 seconds, the noise stops. Ben, is everyone okay? I'm fine. Paul and Pam, are you okay? Yes. Sarah and Sam give each other a hug. Brooke places her hand on Kyle's shoulder. Are you okay? I think so, said Kyle. Thank you. I hope my bike is all right. Do you think we can leave the restroom now? I think the storm has passed. Phil, are we allowed to leave the restroom? Phil thinks for a moment. Let me open the door first to make sure it's okay. Phil slowly opens the restroom door and sticks his head out. The sun is shining. He waves his hand to let everyone know that they can follow him in the dining room. One of the large windows in the front of the restroom is broken, and a large tree branch is sticking halfway through the window. Kyle finds his bike lying on its side. He picks it up, and it's not damaged. Well, we have no electricity and a tree in the dining room. Not too bad. I expected it to be much worse. I should check on our car. Good idea. Sarah, let's see if our little car is still out there. Brooke, Sarah, and Sam walk over to the window to look at their cars. The parking lot is full of papers and cups and other trash. Many twigs and leaves are in the parking lot too. Some larger tree branches are broken and hanging down to the ground. It's here, but one of the headlights is broken. I wonder what did that. Sam, who knows? Maybe that shoe over there. And everybody laughs as Sam points to a shoe in the parking lot. Paul, I'm just really happy that we're all okay, that no one got hurt. Me too. The Big Burger employees walk around to look at the napkins, ketchup packets, glasses and plates, and other small things that were blown all over the restaurant. They are all careful to avoid broken glass. Everyone, please be careful on your way home, says Phil. Don't go near any power lines that may have been knocked down. We want to see you back at Burger as soon as we get the place cleaned up. Everyone says thank you to Phil for giving them shelter from the tornado, and they all promise to come back to Big Burger very soon. Ben to Kyle, can we give you a ride home? We could put your bike in the back of our car. Yes, that would be so great. Thank you. Sam, take care, everyone. Sarah, hey, do you have any of that chocolate shake left? I'm still hungry. Okay, so there's just a little example. Those are just like ketchup packets and straws. Okay, things that have got blown off in a restaurant. Here's a picture of a tree branch that got blown down. Okay, we don't have a picture of the tree branch growing to the window, but you sort of imagine what that must have been like. I'm going to start another story. This is another short story about the aftermath of a storm, and something, this time something magical happened. And it will tie in together. We'll pull them together at the end when we talk about them. This is about a magical, wise, great stag named Dino, but he was no ordinary stag. He was the wisest animal in the forest, and he looked special too, as he had a beautiful amethyst, a jewel that was embedded right into his forehead, and shimmering purple antlers. I'm going to show you a picture. This is a magical creature, okay? And there's the amethyst, and there's his antlers, all right? This is a queen. She's going to come into the story later, and there's the king. You'll find out how they all get together. When he woke this particular morning, everything was wet, and droplets of rain shone like diamonds on the grass. There had been a big storm during the night, and the dark clouds were just scuttling over the horizon as the smiling sun arrived in the sky. As usual, Dino made his way down to the river for a morning drink, but the storm had made the water angry, so it was surging faster than usual. As he stood watching the raging river, he heard a voice calling, "Help! help, please help. Suddenly, a man floated into view around a bend in the river. He was frantically waving his arms, and every few moments he disappeared under the water, and then he bobbed up, sputtering. The wise stag thought quickly and called out to the man, "Look up, grab the branches above you." The man stretched out his arms, caught hold of a branch, and held on tight. Dinos then waded into the water and said to him, "Take hold of my neck." The man was so shocked to see a stag with shimmering purple antlers and a jewel in his forehead that he let go of the branch. But thankfully, he just managed to catch hold of Dinos, who was pulled him out of the water and up the river bank. The man, whose name was Arthur, was soaked and exhausted, but immensely grateful to the kind and wise stag. He thanked him over and over again for saving him and asked what he could do to repay him. "I only asked one thing in return. Just give me your word that you will never tell anybody about me or where I live, because there are many wicked and greedy people who will try to hunt me for my jewel." Full of gratitude, Arthur placed his hand on his heart and vowed he would never tell anybody about the stag or where he lived. And when Dinos led the man to a path which would lead him out of the forest, several years passed. One day, the queen of the land, who lived far away from the great forest, heard a rumor about a wise and beautiful stag with twinkling purple antlers and a magnificent purple jewel in his forehead. Intrigued, she wished to see this splendid animal, and she asked her husband, the king, to find it for her. Now, the king was a kind man who liked to please his wife, so he offered a large reward to anyone who could help him catch the special stag. When Arthur heard of the king's search, he was overcome by greed and forgot all about his promise. He went to the king and led him and the man to the great forest, where they lay in wait for the stag, and they soon captured him. The king was overjoyed to have found the beautiful creature and ordered his man to look after the stag well. They tied him to the back of the cart and gave him fresh hay to eat, and the king even went personally to reassure the stag he would not be harmed. But when he saw the stag, he noticed he was crying. "What is the matter?" he asked gently. "Have my men hurt you?" A single tear ran down Dinos's cheek. "No, I have been treated very well, thank you. But I am upset because I think that someone may have betrayed me. I'm very careful to keep away from humans. How did you find me?" he asked softly. The king was so dismayed to see the stag weeping, he just pointed to the greedy Arthur who'd been trying to hide nearby. The man lowered his eyes and looked at the ground. The king asked Dinos, "Do you know this man?" The stag then told him how he had saved Arthur's life some years before, and the man had promised never to tell anyone about him or to mention where he lived. When the king, who was honest and just, heard that the stag had been captured only because Arthur had broken his promise, he grew red with anger and ordered Arthur to be taken away and taught a lesson. But the stag, in his compassion, begged the king to forgive the man and let him go. And the king was so moved by the deer's kindness and wisdom that he agreed. Then he released the stag and invited him to come and meet his wife, the queen, who was so eager to see him after all she had heard about him. Dinos agreed, and they all returned to the castle. The queen and the stag soon became firm friends. She loved to feed him his favorite grapes, and he appreciated her gentle kindness. At last, the stag felt safe, no longer fearing he would be hunted for his valuable jewel and antlers. And before long, Dinos became the king's most trusted advisor, helping the monarch to rule the kingdom fairly and wisely by honoring promises made to his subjects and never allowing him to be influenced by greed. Okay, there's the queen with the grapes she's feeding, and there's the king. Okay, and we have one last picture of Dinos. And there he is, the magical stag. All right, those are my stories. So let's see how we can tie them together and what we can think about our own experiences.